Yo, what is up, folks? This is Johnny B and Q Jiven coming back at you guys with another episode of my Big Talk series. Last week, of course, we had a tremendous guest, world famous film superstar Brad Pitt. And today we got a guest just as big for you guys and probably the most famous country singer in the world. Today we have country superstar, legend, possible serial murderer, Garth Brooks in the studio today. Man, it's great to have you here, Garth. It's great to. What are you doing there? You want to shake my hand? No, thank you, Garth. I don't think I want to shake your hand. Thanks anyway, though.
The way you shake a man's hand determines at that spot how interested you really are to be there. Not a death grip handshake, a sincere handshake.
All right, geez Louise, I'll shake your hand. All right, there, shook your hand. Happy now, Garth? Jeez Louise, what a freak. Anyway, Garth, it's great to have you on the show and be our second guest on the show here, Garth.
Really like that.
Ugh, why did you say it like that? It's so gross. So, Garth, I mean, what's such the big deal of handshake? Why is it so important to you?
It is.
Then you know, if all hell breaks loose in the next 5 seconds from that handshake, and you turn and you have to face something coming, you've got a partner, female or male. You got someone you can count on.
And let me cut you off right there, Garth. The most ridiculous things I've ever heard. I don't believe you. That sounds totally ridiculous. And whatever. We're just gonna move on. So Garth, can you tell me a little bit about
Athletics kept me in school long enough to go, hey, are you gonna cry? School is what you need.
Yeah, I want to be real honest with you, Garth. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why you felt the need to interrupt me to say that, but thanks. I guess thanks for that. Either way, it's kind of uncalled for, but anyway, moving on. Garth, you've been a legendary country music singer supposedly for years now. What keeps you motivated to keep creating country music, year after year?
And if you're in country music, you don't have to look far to find who you're competing against. And you're competing against the other forms of music. So compete. And when you're done competing, compete again.
Yeah, I'm going to be real honest with you. Are you saying that country music artists try to compete against other genres of music? Like, that really doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you go in there and saying like, hey, I want to make sure I sell more tickets than, Tekashi 6ix9ine or something. I want to make sure I get more views than a freaking, I don't know, name another type of music singer. That I don't think that's how it works, Garth. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't think that's how it works. But if that's how you like to look at it, I mean, again, I really don't think that's how it works. I think people who like country music kind of just like country music and they'll listen to it either way. But yeah, I mean that's pretty stupid if you ask me. But we'll move past that, Garth. So tell me a little bit about how when you're on the road, kind of how you like to set things up for your shows. I know that's a real big part of your deal. So tell me a little bit about that there, Garth.
Nice. So if you notice that time on the start, here they come. It's this big thing. There should be somebody pedaling in with this mean ass right off that top. And we're doing this bong, dong, dong. We need to keep all those chords. So you can't tastefully play bong, bong, just set. Okay? I need you to finish it. Bong, bong, bong. So let's just get it bigger, fuller, meaner stomp in there, okay?
Yeah, okay. Again, sounded like a bunch of gibberish. I don't think that. I mean, I'm not a particularly musically knowledgeable person, I suppose, but to me that sounded just like a whole bunch of garbage. That was basically just gibberish that nobody would understand in their right mind. But if that's how you do it, then that's how you do it, Garth.
Like that.
Why do you keep doing that? Stop doing that. It's so creepy. It's really grossing me out, man. I'm gonna say this. You're gonna have to cut that out. Again, I want to just get past the weirdness and try to ask you some normal questions there, Garth. So tell me a little bit about what your plans are coming up here soon, I guess, Garth. If you don't mind me asking.
Here, Nashville, Tennessee, right here in the place where we got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Great room right here in the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Oh my God.
Announced the world tour today, the stadium tour. This is going to be fun. I wanted to call it the Big Ass Stadium Tour. It's just a stadium tour. Above is all the information on it. But what we talked about today is we're going to introduce 5 cities before Christmas to go on sale, because on Inside Studio G, you guys asked for a longer planning date so you can plan to be at as many of these as you can. Here it comes. The first 2 cities. St. Louis is where we're kicking it off of. Man, you talk about a love fest last time we were there. Phoenix, specifically Glendale, Arizona, where the Cardinals play there at State Farm Stadium as well. So those are the first 2. The other 3 will be announced here shortly. And again, they'll all be on sale before Christmas.
Wait.
And remember, this is all about game day. Every show is going to be game day or Garth day, however you want to look at it. Come dressed in your full colors, support your team. Let's go have some fun. And let's get physical playing music. I like that thought.
Okay, so immediate thoughts on that. Very normal thing to say, talking about your show dates. That was pretty normal. Said in a very weird way. You said it in a very weird way, Garth. So that's the problem I had with that. And what do you even mean get physical with music? How do you get physical? Music is a sound. You can't touch sound. You can't get physical with music. That doesn't make any sense. It's beyond bizarre, Garth, and the longer this interview goes on, the more uncomfortable I get just speaking, looking at you. So I want to cut through all the crap, and I want to get straight to the point here, Garth. There's really only one real question that I came to ask you this interview, and gosh darn it, Garth, it's where's the bodies at, Garth? Where's the bodies at? I know you're keeping them somewhere.
I told them if they ever need somebody to be a bad guy, which is weird, I'd love to be. Okay, I guess I'd rather kill somebody.
There it is. You finally let your true colors shine, Garth. I knew it. I knew it all along. It's been coming. It's been there for years. Now tell me, where's the bodies at?
That'd be fun.
That'd be fun? You think it's... I'm not even... it's obviously impossible for me to comprehend what goes through your mind, Garth. You're just wired differently. You're... I'm not even going to get into it. Now, Garth, you finally made a breakthrough. You've admitted what type of person you are. Now, will you finally tell us where you hid the bodies, Garth? Okay, the silent treatment you're giving me? All right, well, I'm not going to probe any further, mostly because I don't want to probe a serial killer that much. But, is there anything you want to say for yourself, to kind of stick up for yourself, or maybe try to explain your actions a little bit to the people at home?
We stand with Ukraine, especially the refugees.
And you thought this was the time and place to answer, to say it. Okay, I mean, if that's all you got to say for yourself, Garth, I mean, I would think you'd try to defend yourself, or maybe try to give some sort of explanation, but okay.
Greatest global relief plan mankind has ever seen. So join us, won't you? Stand up for love.
Stand up for mankind.
Stand up for Ukraine.
Okay, so 2 things about that. First of all, I didn't even notice your wife was here until she just started talking with you. That was creepy for a couple different reasons. And then why'd you laugh there? And also, why are you saying this right now? It's not really that popular anymore. But anyway, I think I'm just going to get out of this conversation, Garth. You've been creeping me out for a long time. And no, it sucks I didn't get to learn where the bodies are, but I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna hang up this Zoom call we're on right now, Garth. Thank you for coming on, and try to get some help, I guess. Anyway, guys, that was my interview with Garth Brooks. To kind of recap, we got him to confess a little bit, but he didn't fully tell us where the bodies are, so. Still a big question on everyone's mind, but at least we got somewhere, made some progress talking to Garth Brooks, the creepy weirdo he is. So that was a pretty big kind of interview for us this week. And stay tuned for next week where I'm going to interview, last week we had the biggest movie star in the world. This week, the biggest creepy country star in the world. Next week's guest would be the biggest podcast star in the world. His name's Joe Rogan. So make sure to check out that episode next week on Saturday, same time as always. And thanks to you guys for watching the show this week. And make sure to like, leave a comment maybe. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to all our social media. Check out all our other content. Thank you for listening. Followed Proto here today. And, again, thanks for listening, and life rips.